Welcome everyone. In today's session, we'll be exploring some of the standard modules that comes in as a built-in packages in the Python that are very useful in some real-world tasks. So in the last session, we learned how we can structure programs using modules and packages, how to import external libraries, how to install them, and how to avoid circular import errors. So now we will see what are the useful and like five important basic modules that comes built in when you install Python. So the Python standard library is a rich set of modules designed to solve common problems. Today we will explore five widely used modules that are OS, SYS, Math, Datetime, and Random. These are essential modules for scripting, automation, running certain simulations, and analysis. So first of all, we have is the OS module. So OS module helps us with file and the directory management functions. So I'll directly jump to the code part here. So how to import OS, so you can simply do import OS. Now the current directory I'm working in, you can say is standard underscore lib, and here I have this five .py files and one test.txt file. Now what OS does is, uh, I will repeat this here again. So what you can do is os.getcwd. So this gives us current working directory. Then in the current working directory, if I want to check what are the files and folders available, I can just do os.listdir. Then uh, I have options like os.mkdir, create a folder. Then if there is a file, if that file exists, I can remove it simply using os.remove. Then uh, here, after creating this file and removal of this file, we will compare the results between both these outputs. So I will just run this file. Yeah, so you can see current directory standard underscore lib. Then contents, you can see it is date time mode. Okay, system cannot find the file specified. So okay, the file name was text.txt. So I'll just rerun this. Let me just delete this demo folder once. And right. So here, if you observe, first we checked for get current working directory. So this is our current working directory. Then we listed the files and directories that are currently present. So you can see datetime this 5.py files and one txt file which we had. Then we created a demo folder and then we removed this .txt file. So now if you check the contents here, it will be the .py files. The .txt file is not present here and this demo folder is created. So this is how you can make use of OS library to like whenever your program needs to create some file or delete some files, like let's say logs accumulated during the program that was running, so you can remove those unwanted unnecessary files that are blocking the space. If some files need to be generated temporarily between the program process, those kind of files folders can be created. So this is how you can use something like a OS library to control the file and the directories in your code. Then we have the system module. So it helps you to fetch system information and pass in arguments to the script. So it can help with certain command line arguments and control script termination. So it doesn't have much functionality, but the major functionality where you can use it is its argument functionality. So it is very similar to like the functions arguments. It's just that whenever we run our code, we can pass in the arguments right when we run our code using the python file.py. So let's say I'll just put it here. So here it will show me my argument. So first, sys.version, so it gives me what Python version I'm using. Then the arguments, so sys.argv, so like the file itself is an argument, and hello, which I passed here after .py, is also an argument. So what you can do with this is, let's say you have some file which requires some new input each time, and that file is also triggered by some other file. So like a system is already running some file, and upon some need, and .py file needs to be triggered. So during this process, instead of like manual code changes, what you can do is you can simply pass an argument here, and using sys.argv, where like this is an argument itself, so this will fetch the arguments here as a list, and from the list you can take up the content by indexing, and can pass to your code wherever the argument has to be used. And another functionality is when you can simply stop the current script from running. So system.exit, and this will stop the script from running, and after that whatever print statement or code you have, that code won't be executed because we already exited the current script. Then we have another math module that gives access to mathematical functions and lots of constant values like pi values, square roots, trigonometric functions. So here it is very simple to use. You can simply do import math, and like it also has very simple function names, like for square root it is sqrt, for you can use factorial, just print the value of pi, uh, take the sine value of 90 degrees. And to get all this information, what you can do is you can simply visit, you can search for math Python library, and it will list out all the functions it has. Like you can just check on Google for that. So if I have to run this, right, so square root of 64 is 8, 5 factorial is 120, value of pi, and sine of 90 is 1. So this is how you can use a math library. Then we have a datetime library as well, which helps us automatically fetch timestamps, schedules, current actual time, like what is the time now, what is the today's date, what was uh, like if you just do today minus time delta number of days, then it will give you the yesterday's day. So all those informations can be calculated here. So what was yesterday, what is today, what is the current date, and its current time, like it fetches the time from my running system. So this is how you can use the datetime module. So usually this module is used when we are working with uh, some area or some particular applications where you need to log time, you need to, let's say you're working on a database, you need to add what exact current time an order was placed. Let's say like Swiggy, like we have an food delivery app, and we need to store the particular time then an order was placed. So at that point of time, the date time can be used as a module to store those kind of values. Then uh, another important module is the random module that can be used to generate random numbers, which is useful when you want to generate some test simulations or generate some sampling data. So it supports different types of randomness, like generating float values, choosing a particular random value, shuffling the overall values. So here we have certain examples. So the random library, if you want to just generate a random, you can just do random.random, and it will generate a random float value. Then if you do some random.random integer, so it will pick a value between 1 to 10. Then let's say you have a list and you want to pick one particular value from a list for your test case. You can simply do random.choice, and it will take particular value. Then if you want to just shuffle, it will shuffle this whole list. So and this particular values, the number of times you run, the number of times the values will be different. So first time it gave me 0.95, second time is 0.9151, then the shuffle order might be different. The random color here, if you see, both time it came blue. Maybe if I try, yeah, then it came yellow. So this is how shuffling it will try to do, and it will give us some randomized results. So it is very useful when, like, people who are working as a data scientist, machine learning engineers, they need to generate some random data or just generate some random test cases. They use this random module to generate all this kind of a test cases and data. So we saw in today's session that how standard modules help simplify programming by handling certain tasks like some manual operations, from date time computation to math modules, to how to handle system level arguments, managing your files and directories with OS library, and a random module, like, which helps us generating numbers, shuffling data. So in our next session, we will be focusing on handling files, how to open, read, and write and manage those files. We have certain file modes, and we'll also see how file paths are handled across the OS. So yeah, thank you for joining the session. Let's meet in the next session. Have a nice day.